many of the chums here on the channel have been lucky enough to go to the state opening of Buckingham Palace, and I've covered it many times myself. It is really an enthralling experience, isn't it? Because when you go in there, you realise it's not just the present day that you're looking at and all that sort of stuff. It's, in my opinion, everything that's gone on there. And you wander around and you think you can't quite believe that you are walking, say, up the staircase that Queen Victoria would have greeted people, or indeed, you know, King Edward, or anybody really. The history is just sort of palatable when you're standing there, and it looks wonderful. But to me, I've got to be honest, having of course worked in many wonderful grand hotels, me, to be honest, having worked and been lucky enough to have stayed in many wonderful grand hotels, it did have a sort of, well, yeah, a bit of a memory of that for me, because it's exactly how they were built back at that particular period, you know. It is just a wonderful occasion, and if you get the opportunity to go, do go along. It is just one of those once in a lifetime things, you know. And as I said, just to get so close to Queen Victoria's personal piano, you think, wow, she's out there and played this. It's just great. What I wanted to highlight today, and I have to say, you know, I'm not an ambassador, I'm not being paid for this or anything like that. I just like to share things with you so that you know what's going on. But I quite like this because I didn't realise, if I'm really honest, that this existed. And it's a wonderful new exhibition that's coming up this summer alongside the state opening of Buckingham Palace. And the bottom line is, it's all about the portraits that people have been lucky enough to undertake alongside His Majesty the King. I didn't realise that he took along a personal portrait artist. It's a fascinating story because he's given so many wonderful opportunities to so many budding artists. And I still love looking at a painting because I just think that's sheer talent. We can all at points have a go at a picture, but to capture something from your eye onto the canvas and transfer that in wonderful colours that bring everything to life, that truly is a talent. So without further ado, let me share with you what I know so far about what you can look forward to if you are going over to Buckingham Palace this summer. And if you're not, do check it all out online because there's some wonderful illustrations and pictures already there. It's hard, and I know, for people to travel, but it's always nice to share this particular pieces of information because, as they say, broadens their mind. What do you think? Summer, visitors to the staterooms at Buckingham Palace will see a very special exhibition. The King's Tours artists featuring over 70 works of art from His Majesty's own collection, many on public display for the very first time. Also, an accompanying publication, The Art of Royal Travel, Journeys with the King, will further explore and celebrate this very special royal tradition. Featuring recollections from the artists and over 100 illustrations, it tells the behind-the-scenes stories of the tours from an unrivaled perspective. In the spring of 1985, the then Prince of Wales invited at his very own expense John Wall to join a royal visit to Italy as the official tour artist, with a brief to draw or paint whatever inspired him. From the subsequent 40 years, an artist has been personally selected and paid for by the King to accompany the travelling party on royal overseas tours, with the brief remaining largely unchanged throughout. 42 artists have undertaken this particular role and who have collectively visited 95 countries during 69 tours and will be represented in the exhibition and publication. Reflecting His Majesty's long-standing patronage of the arts, the incentive has provided an opportunity for both experienced and emerging artists to undertake a rather unique commission and a concentrated period of work in a country or countries that they visited. The works on display in the Palace Ballroom are chosen from a selection made by the King from his own personal collection and will provide glimpses of life on a royal tour, capturing the tone, the colours and atmosphere in a ways that differ from the photographic record.